Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning in. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Rike Knife 1503, and this is again one of the newer models from Rike Knives out of China. So we'll go through the normal format, specs, overall impressions, and details. You guys might be sick of hearing me say that at this point, but there it is nonetheless. So again, one of their newer models. And you know, the competition is really turning up out there. Lots of good companies producing lots of good knives, and this one is fantastic. So let's jump into the specs. As a size comparison, I grabbed a knife that's fairly similar sized. This is the Kershaw CQC7K. Really nice budget entry knife here. So, and it's dirty. Anyways, so these two are pretty much the exact same size, line up really well. But what we're looking at here is an overall blade, or an overall knife length of about 7.75 inches, blade length of 3.25, but the actual cutting edge is about 3.14 inches. Now the blade thickness, 0.156 inches, and then the handle length is just about 4.5 inches there, and the thickness is just about 0.5 inches, so half an inch thick in the pocket. Now this one does weigh in at about 4.35 ounces, so pretty good weight for a full titanium flipper. And of course it's produced in China. Everything on the knife is titanium aside from like the stainless steel glass breaker there, and the blade steel is M390. So those are the specs for the most part. It is the titanium frame lock flipper. It does have a stainless steel lock insert, you know, following the formula for what's currently popular in the market right now, and you know, obviously what I prefer. So yeah, shot of it closed there. Alright, as far as my overall impressions, it's a great little EDC knife. Checks all the boxes, does everything really well. Has a fantastic clip, which I'm becoming more and more picky as far as how the clip works, considering you know, I interact with the clip more than any other part of the knife. So well done, lots of great machining, great action, great materials. So another excellent knife from Rike. Since their most recent changes, since they took on the US distributor Brennan, I've been very impressed with what they're producing now and how things are flowing. This is available through the various dealers. I know GP has them, I think maybe Knife Center, but yeah. So you can find them, you can look around, you can contact Chris, any of the above work. So, yep. Alright, those are my specs, those are my overall impressions. For those of you who are done watching, thanks for tuning in. For the rest of you, let's dive into the details. So I'll move this out of the way. And yeah, let's talk about what it ships with. So this one actually ships with a belt sheath, has a slot, you know, you can stick your belt through the loop back there, Velcro closure, but yeah, that's how this one is currently shipping. So anyways, another carry option, I suppose, for those of you who don't want to stick it in your pocket and use the pocket clip. Yeah, seems fairly well made. Alright, let's get to the details then. So let's start off with I guess we'll start off with the flipping action. So this one does utilize a fairly low profile flipper tab. As you can see, there's some jimping right on the front there, and this is a light switch only, which means that you pull back type of movement as opposed to pushing down on it. As you can see, there's really nowhere to go by pushing down on it, so great action. Yeah, I think this one will actually smooth out a bit more, to be honest, and I didn't put any lubricant. I'll typically like put CLP in here in the pivot and then blast it out with my compressor. Since there's a stainless steel lock insert on the knife, that works just fine to help lubricate the movement. If this did not have a stainless steel lock insert, do not use that method. You'll create tremendous stick on the lock bar if it's a titanium lock bar. So that's my lazy method of cleaning and helping to smooth out the knives. I'm sure many of you guys use that method too. But yeah, really nice action. I believe ceramic detent and ceramic bearings, but fires like a rocket. And thanks to the jimping or the texturing that you can see right there, it's really easy to do. You don't slip. So, yep. So that's the action. As far as the blade goes, again, M390. It's been given what I assume is a PVD coating and then stonewashed. There's the model number and the company Rike Knife there. And the M390 designation. And this one is number 140. I believe the initial run here is going to be like 200 or so. I don't know if they're going to do a second run, but this one's black washed. Again, PVD coating, then stonewashed. There are other versions that are like anodized handles and so forth. You can go to the dealers to check out the different finish options, but these black wash ones are great for carry. Yeah, just a very kind of low profile, discreet option you don't have to worry about using and scratching up. So anyways, kind of a sheep's foot design here. Some interesting kind of swedge here up top, and then you do have a ramp here for your thumb. So when you're holding it, such as this, again, extra large hands, that's the fit. Really comfortable, but you've got a spot for your thumb up top here. It gives you really nice control, really useful blade shape, great bellies. So yeah, there we go. So that's what it looks like in my large hands. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering why they didn't take the blade further back. You know, there's some extra space here. It's not quite enough to be a choil. So, you know, what is the reason that the blade didn't go all the way back? And so I was looking at this knife, and I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but they've come in here, kind of done a 45-degree grind here or a chamfer here, and what that does is make the flipping really comfortable. But with that done, you can potentially get too close to that blade there. So as you can see, they moved the sharpened portion up just a little bit. That way, as you flip it, or if you miss it or something, or if your finger goes back here, you don't end up slicing your finger. I know at one point, I don't remember when or what knife it was, but I know that I handled a knife that when I put my finger on the back of it, it actually touched the blade. Again, I can't remember which knife it was. I know it's happened once before, but I was anyways. So at first I didn't get why the blade was shorter, but it makes sense to protect you from cutting yourself. So, anyways, really good choice. If the knife has the ability to cut you in the closed position, I immediately throw it out. And anyways, so that was the rationale for that, I'm sure. Now we come to the handles. Kind of these large, a large oversized pivot here. Really cool, decorative look. It's balanced on the other side by the same hardware for the pocket clip, and then it holds the back of the knife in place here. So pretty cool, oversized hardware and so forth. Now there is some texturing here in the handle. Obviously it adds visual appeal, but it also adds grip, especially when you're pulling this out of your pocket. I'll grab the backside here of this oversized, I don't know, body screw, I guess we can call it, and then my thumb naturally comes here and grips the texture, and it works really well for pulling it out of your pocket. In the hand, it adds some grip too. You don't feel like you're going to slip on it at all, and it does have really good ergos, but I think the texturing helps a little bit too. So functional and aesthetic, definitely a plus. So as we mentioned, there's the chamfering here near the flipper tab for extra comfort. You have a floating backspacer of sorts. Pretty cool. Here, let me show you in the open position here. Kind of a floating backspacer, very symmetrical, which I was glad to see. I've seen poorly done backspacers. This one was really well done. Also titanium, just a unique look. Oh. Alright, so pocket clip is extremely functional, plenty of space, works really, really well. But yeah, another solid offering from Rike Knives, the 1503, and really enjoy carrying this one again. Great EDC user, and yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Comments or questions, let me know, but looking forward to more of their offerings. I think they're going to keep doing great work. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.